It's the same thing every day. At a core level, we do the same thing. We're here to learn particular skills. I really believe that God, I'm bringing up God, you translate it into whatever your higher power is. But I really believe that God set up a system that whatever I go to build and put into place, the state of entropy is going to pull it apart to see if I get it, that I'm here to constantly practice organizing, constantly. Organize my garage. After a while, it gets messy. Organize it again. Organize my office. Then it gets messy. And I organize it. Then it gets messy. I organize, get messy, organize, get messy. It's not the messy that's the issue. That's not what life is about. It's the opportunity I get to organize. I'm here in this life to practice organizing over and over and over and over again. To organize what there is. My kitchen, my sink, my laundry, my office, my garage, my relationships, my mind, my emotions. And we organize things around us. And if you step up to a higher level, you organize what's going on inside you. You organize your mind. You organize your emotions. You organize your past. You organize your mind for the future. We literally are here to practice organizing what is not in order. Whatever is not in order, we have an opportunity to organize it, to be in a better place. That is what you want to just hook into and become super passionate about and be super interested. I'm telling you, this is the thing, is to go, I'm an organizer. And every day I get a chance to organize and reorganize again. Whatever's going on. Organize my day, organize my mind, organize my emotions, organize my family, organize the business, organize your coaching, organize what you're doing, what you're not doing. And then when it falls apart, it's a problem. Oh, it's a problem. Predictable. Let's clean this up. Let's put this in a different order. Let's do this differently. And that's the thing. When people get that, when you get that, when you realize you're here to learn and to get better at organizing, and then tomorrow it's going to fall apart and then you get to organize it again. But when you know what's going on, that we live in a world of entropy, which means things fall apart, they come apart, and we're putting things together. So you and I are pulling things together, but yet the world energy is for things to pull away from each other. We are pulling it together while things are pulling it apart. And we're in this constant experience of, but wait, I put that together and Kirk, it fell apart. Yeah, that's how it works. Well, I want it to be like that forever. No, you can't just mow your lawn once. You can't just do your laundry once. You can't just exercise once. You can't just eat once. You can't just say, I forgive you once. You can't say, I love you just once. It's a constant game of organizing. While the forces are pulling it apart, I'm pulling it together. Pull it apart, pull it together. And I'm constantly looking for opportunities to improve it. Now, here's the coolest secret ever, though. Here's the coolest secret ever, is that if I pulled it together once and it was permanent, I no longer would learn. I would be done because there would be nothing else to learn. But if I go to pull something together and something pulls it apart, I now come back to it again to organize it again with another day of my living, which gives me an opportunity to take what else I've learned and pull it together. So each time I pull it together, I get smarter. That's what's awesome about challenges and problems, is it gives me a chance to become smarter. And when you get that life is about knowledge from experience and pulling things together, you just look at the day and go, oh, wow, there's a problem. I'm going to learn. Oh, wow, this person just created a mess. Let's organize it. I'm going to learn. Hey, look, my idea fell apart. Let's pull it back together. Hey, look, my garage, I cleaned it last week and then the kids were in there and it's a mess. Hey, we get to learn again. But to enjoy the process of organizing, pulling it back together, and doing everything you can to systemize it to stay in place as much as you can, but it will fall apart one way or another in some little way. And I know those people who are really big believers of being permanent, they get super bummed out. And I see this happen in the world, and I see this happen with neighbors and friends and people and family, is that they're so frustrated that things aren't permanent. They're so frustrated that what they did last week, they have to do it again. Like, it's just so in their mind that they just want everything to be permanent. And that you're kidding, I have to do it again? Yeah, you have to do it again. Oh, I thought I had that all figured out. It's like, no, it'll drift. And it's like your relationships will drift, your family will drift, your house will drift, your garage will drift, your kitchen will drift. You have to keep pulling it together. I know, but I'm just so tired. It's like you're slipping into some really unproductive thinking, is thinking permanent. It's not permanent. It's a constant management of pulling it together, systemizing it the best it can so it can stay together as long as it's possible, but it will start to drift and you have to pull it together. What I love about this is that it has helped me lower my stress level because of the predictables and the approach. If I can approach life knowing today I get to organize, I'm going to take everything I know. I'm going to see how long what I organize lasts. And I'm going to have some maintenance on it to hold it together as long as possible. And maybe I could keep a little bit of maintenance on it so it actually doesn't fall completely apart. It just is maintained, right? You start to learn about maintenance. You start to learn about checking in on things. So you can keep those little things you do to keep it together. And so I bring this up because I've seen a number of people in the last 4 weeks talk about this permanency, that like they're so bummed out and frustrated and discouraged. And it's like, what are you discouraged about? It's like, well, I did this once and it should hold. And it's like, are you serious? It's like, well, did you check on it the next day? No. Well, it should just stay. I told my son that he's supposed to mow the lawn and he didn't. You think people are going to remember? Well, I told him and I gave him a short chart. He should just follow that. And it's like, wow, this permanent type of thinking is causing people to really stress out and really mess up their lives and mess up their relationships. We have to practice every day, pulling it together. And first and foremost, first thing in the morning, I better be doing something to pull me together. Do you know that if you let yourself drift, you will fall apart? You will fall apart. You will lose concept of who you are and where you're going. If you don't pull yourself together every day, get clear with yourself every day, who you are, where you're going, what are you doing? Who you are, where are you going, what are you doing? If you don't stay on top of that, you will drift and you'll get lost. You'll get confused. You have to tell yourself who you are, where are you going, what are you doing? I'm serious. Like, People who don't get clear on that every day, they get lost. They really get lost. You're a mom? Okay, cool. You're a mom? Oh, you're a coach? Cool. What else are you? A wife, a friend, a daughter, what are all the roles? Get clear. People who check in and pull themselves together every day, man, they are crystal clear what they're doing. They are crystal clear when they pull themselves together in the morning. But if you don't pull yourself together in the morning, it is predictable. You will come apart or have a come apart. And I'm watching, and I really believe the state of entropy is happening at a larger scale, that our necessary side of us of pulling things together, especially ourselves, has become more and more urgent than ever. Of us pulling ourselves together, of clarifying who we are, where are we going, what are we doing? And that we have that written down, or we have bullet points on the mirror with a whiteboard marker, and we cover that with ourselves every morning. Because if you can pull yourself together, you can pull your life together. You can bring it together. If you don't bring yourself together, good luck trying to bring your life together. Life is around you. You are the center of your world. And so if you're not together, your world's not going to be together. It's going to be a mess. So you are organizing yourself every day, not once a week. Who are you? Where are you going? What are you doing? And you can use that in the form of a story. You can use that in the form of declarations. You can use that with visualization. You can use that with meditation, with reading books, anything you need to do in the morning to pull yourself together. So if you want to be successful, pull yourself together and notice what you're going through each day. You get an opportunity to organize. And when things don't come together, it creates a problem. So then you get to problem solve, organize, problem solve. And then when you are attempting to organize and you want to reduce your problems, you systemize. And then there's maintenance on those systems. But that's the core part of success, is to see it, that it's predictable. And that you don't have emotional reactions and lose time. When we have come aparts because we're just kicking against the system, we're like, oh, I just want everything to hold together forever. If I clean the kitchen, I want it to be clean forever. If I do the laundry, I want laundry to be done forever. We kick against it. We're kind of selfish that way, thinking, I just want to do it once and it's always done. It's very arrogant, immature, and very, very, very sad, because that person is just going to have a come apart all the time and just lose a ton of time and lose control of themselves. And they just can't pull it together. But see the predictables. You're going to have a plan today. Some of it's going to work. Some of it's not. You're going to have to problem solve. And systems that you've built are going to start to drift, and you have to maintain them. Organize, problem solve, systemize.